Caring for someone with Alzheimer's or any kind of dementia is difficult. Hard to watch them slip away, and the grieving process is strange. My dad did the best he could when we finally had to put Mom in a nursing home. He would go and be with her most every day. It took a toll on him, and he ended up in the same nursing home as Mom, which ended up being a blessing because my mom passed in 2020 and my dad was able to be with her. If you know someone caring for someone with Alzheimer's, visit them often as you can. Give them a break if you're able. They would love to just sit and talk with someone. We've been living this life for about the last 10 years. So for me, I rejoice knowing that they were believers and that I am a believer also. And that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. No more pain or sorrow or not knowing where they are. They are with Jesus together, and I will see them again. We are here today to rejoice in that knowledge and to celebrate their life. They did not live a perfect life, as none of us do. They had their ups and downs, joys and sorrows, arguments and reconciliation. Through it all was commitment and forgiveness. It was a good life filled with lots of family and friends. My dad worked hard, sometimes 2 jobs. We always had a nice home to live in, food on the table, and even extras like dancing lessons, birthday parties, camping trips, and a big memory of mine, a vacation by train from New York to Orlando to go to Disney World in the 70s. My parents loved to host picnics and parties. Many childhood memories of backyard picnics with family in Connecticut. I also remember fondly all the Christmas Eve parties at our house with family and friends. When they moved to Florida, the backyard parties continued with friends, and on Christmas they would set a beautiful table and delicious meal every year for us kids and our children. We also had our immediate family holiday celebrations. They would try to make special. I remember every Valentine's Day, my dad would come home with a big heart candy box from my mom and a small Whitman sampler for us kids. They opened their house to family. We had an aunt, uncle, cousins, and a grandparent living with us several different times, rearranging bedrooms and sleeping arrangements to, in Mom's words, make do, because that is what families do. They invested time in their grandchildren. My mom was there to help after the birth of each of my and my sister's children. I remember my young children calling just to talk to Grammy, and my mom loved it. Seems the pool was always open to come over for a swim, sleepovers with reading books, games, trips to friendlies, golf outings, camping trips, trips to Disney, SeaWorld, Lion Country Safari, and lots of good memories. They had some great longtime friends, so close that when I was young, I thought they were my aunts, uncles, and cousins. I can't remember all the trips and places they traveled with them. I think the best was the yearly trip to Hilton Head. They were always excited when the October came around. I believe the cheer was, "Hail, hail, the gang's all here." They loved this church and church family. My dad loved being involved in the choir and was very enthusiastic when he talked about Men in Motion. Sometimes in the later years, when a lot of his memory was gone, he would still talk about how he was planning this or that and the meetings he had to go to. Mom helped with several VBSs, recruiting my daughters to be her helpers. A couple of years. What a wonderful memory for all of us. She would always perk up when they would sing to her, "Jesus loves me, this I know." I won't sing it for you because my dad's singing voice was not passed on to me, but Mom and I loved to sing and make a joyful noise. The mother-daughter bond is a strong one. Coming up with words for my mother is hard. I'd like to read a part of a note sent to us from one of her longtime friends, Dawn, because she worded it and captured my mom so well. Pete and I loved Judy. What was not to love? She had a great spirit. She loved her husband and kids and did her best to keep you all in line, fed, and happy. She was a steadying influence in times of trouble. I love that she taught the Sunday school kids to sing, knowing that she herself couldn't carry a tune. Her smile would light up the room. She was always enthusiastic and ready to make lemonade out of lemons. I know she is with Jesus and her parents, brothers, and Kim. Before long, there will be card games with John and Nancy. We were blessed to have her in our life. I think you learned from her. That way of teaching and loving has been passed down to all your kids and grandkids. Great legacy, to say the least. God bless you all, Dawn and Pete. Our parents have passed on a great legacy: commitment, forgiveness, hard work, have family and friends over, host parties, celebrate life, take care of family, invest in your grandchildren, go on trips, get involved with a church. Our loss was a long time ago. Be joyful now in knowing that our loss is their gain, and they are with the Lord now, and it is a wonderful place. Celebrate their lives today by sharing memories with all who knew and loved them. Thank you.